What if I told you Africans were not colonized by the guns, but by mentality? Many Africans will reject their own people, their own culture, their own society, and everything about themselves before giving it a chance. Until we decolonize the mind, political and societal and cultural independence means nothing. It means little. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you are going to enjoy this vlog. It's a short one, but a very informative one. As we have always been doing, remember to subscribe, comment, like, and share this video with others. If this is the kind of vlogs and information that resonate with you. So, guys, when we talk about colonized mentality, what do we mean? There are some four major aspects I'm going to mention that make Africans view less of themselves, or rather, think they can't be better than their peers in the West, in the East, and many, many other places that are very developed around the world. I will start by mentioning the white conditioning. Okay, the white conditioning is an ideal whereby many Africans they don't want to focus on themselves, but they want to focus on things that are coming from the western part of the world. That is why in many of our cultures we find that we reject our own languages to embrace English. Uh, we end up laughing at other people who can't speak good English, but they can, you know, speak fluently in their own mother tongues. Although English is recognized uh, world language, we need to embrace our own language so that we can need to embrace our own identity and such things. So white conditioning runs deep. We can see it even on product that we consume on a daily basis. Uh, we tend to value product from Germany, the UK, the US, China, Japan, South Korea, and those westernized modern worlds. Uh, we don't put more emphasis on our own creativity. Often at times that when young, talented gentlemen and ladies on this other side of the world try to come up with innovative stuffs, instead of supporting them, we end up, you know, uh, making them feel less of themselves by discouraging them, you know, instead of working together and putting more effort to ensure that all those innovations can become meaningful and can help our society in a very constructive manner. So we would rather buy cars from Germany. We would rather buy, you know, clothes from Turkey. We would rather import so many, many products from China rather than, you know, encouraging our own Juakari industries and other sectors in our countries to improve on themselves instead of, you know, actualizing the right technology to help them you know, become more innovative, become more creative, you know, and instead of coming up with ways that can help them save more money and resources while you know, indulging in these activities. You see, these are things that have ran deep down from generation to generation. And even if we are becoming very modernized, as you can see, people are still struggling to have that identity of own self, of our own self. You see, like we just want to replace uh, things from elsewhere. That is one of the things I'm calling white conditioning, guys. These have really, really rooted deep into our culture, and it is something we need to shape and we need to end it. White conditioning also comes in ways like this, when we want validation from outsiders, hmm, rather than, validating our own self, uh, and our own identities and our own cultures. We want to be recommended abroad, uh, rather than internalizing everything on our own so that we can validate our own selves. So you see, like now you find our government are, they are bringing development, but the major question is, are these kind of development helping the youth on a large scale? Yeah, the development are good, but are they really serving us at heart? That is the real question. You know, we can build beautiful stadiums, but are they solving our problems, our daily problems? You know, for a society or civilization to run, uh, the best thing to do is to come up with solutions that serve human needs and conveniences in real time. Yes, we're gonna have good stadiums. We're gonna have, you know, good conference centers, but are they like solving our problems? Hmm? Especially to the real Mwananchi, to the real Kenyan who is at the bottom. Are they really solving his convenient problems? You see, so things like stadiums and those are the big hotels, those are the luxury things. Yes, they can buy us validation, but that validation can only come from outsiders. We can be recognized internationally, but here internally, we are suffering. The common citizen is suffering on a very, very daily basis, and that is one of the things we have to eradicate from the society. Yeah, our society needs make life easier for us at every moment. We need good education. We need good services like healthcare services. We need good uh, cultural aspects that are respectable, that you know, that are keen on things that matters to us on a daily basis, on our daily lives. So, guys, that is white conditioning. You see, perceiving others better than us. Then there is another key point I'm going to highlight, my friends. We have the poverty scarcity mentality, hmm, and lack of ownership. This also is rooting our society to the core. And the reason why poverty mentality is so rampant in our African setting is because we have a fear of ownership. These are fears that we have, for example, is, you know, uh, we tend to believe that success can just come through things like employment. So most of the people, they don't want to engage on startups. You see, there is that fear of starting a business. There is uh, uh, that fear of coming up with solutions individually. So we end up depending on outsiders and the government for solutions. And ideally, uh, no government in this world, even in the progressive part of the world, uh, are ex- exclusively like having a goodwill for their citizen. The government don't want us self-sufficient. They want us to be dependent on them. They want us to be dependent on their solutions, on the you know, to be dependent on their solutions, on their products, and they just want our lives to only revolve around them, so that they can continue monopolizing the way we live. They can continue like calling shot on everything we do, and you know, making problems that they later want to provide solutions for, solutions on their own terms. That is the way the government and the outsiders or the Westerners want many countries, especially in the downward sphere, to live. You see, so that poverty mentality is something that we can like fight from uh, an individual level. Yeah, because everything starts with our own selves. If we want to make our society better, everything starts with us. So to deal with that significantly, we have to appreciate our own, start having that identity ownership, you know, starting to claim that power. And that start by our own selves and by not looking down on creatives and hustlers. Yeah, when we empower ourselves, we can empower our brothers who are creatives, hustlers, and also those engaging in other activities that can make our, you know, society to go forward. So uh, that poverty mentality mindset, it is so scarce, you know, and it is so decaying to us as individuals and to society as a whole. Those are things we need to address on a daily basis because they are not good for us. They are not good for us at all, at all. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm also going to highlight on another key point, that is division among Africans. Yeah, we might blame the Europeans for colonizing us, but I think we as Africans have a lot of work to do because there is a lot of division among the African communities. There is a lot of classism, there is a lot of tribal politics. You see, there is a lot of gatekeeping success, or we appreciate foreigners for what the locals already do. That is very bad, a very bad mindset. We are Africans, and Africa is our business. This is the only way to go. And this can only be achieved by collaborating, complementing each other in every aspect of life, rather than competing, you see, embracing jealousy, and so many other things. So we are just the same human race. But this tribal politics, this classism, hmm, it always end up finishing and dividing us. And it even eat society to the core. Mm. It is one of the major cornerstones uh, that promote violence and other problems in our society. And these problems are long term, they are not short term. So they need long term solutions. And the long term solutions must begin by we accepting ourselves, accepting our culture, our identity, and everything that involves Africanism. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are enjoying this episode, kindly remember to subscribe, comment, like, and share. When you do that, our community grows. And when our community grows, we're going to have a bigger audience, and they are going to watch my vlogs, and they are going to listen to such messages, and their minds will be, broadened into better perspectives, but perspectives that can elevate our lives, that can help our societies grow, that can help us, you know, in the best of our endeavors. So I also mentioned gatekeeping success. Um, it's a way of bringing division among Africans, and this is where classism comes in. You see, um, especially in countries like Kenya or Eastern African countries, you will find folks who are very innovative, but instead of working together with others to progress as a collective, they want that success for their own, and that is not healthy for our society. That is erroneous, evil to our society, because if we would uh, primarily collaborate, eh, everyone moves forward. Everyone becomes independent of themselves, and they are also able to help others. So technically, guys, these are some of the things that are decaying our society. And for us to, you know, eradicate them and eradicate this colonized mentality and poverty mentalities from us, we have to start by rebuilding African confidence. We have to start by supporting local businesses, learning African history, valuing African creativity. We need to, you know, travel more, that is locally, so that we can appreciate each other and we can appreciate all the things that we have to endure in life. You see, we have to start embracing speaking our local languages, and we need to become creators instead of consuming product all the time. We have to be creators. And I keep on saying this power is within us because ideally we are aspect of God. We are fractures of God. We are extensions of God because we are souls, all from the God source. All souls are from the same source. That is the God source itself. So every being or everything that is alive, that is God manifested in that form. You know, only that others are on a higher consciousness and others are on a lower consciousness. But when I say we are creators, you know, it's just the way the souls expand from the God source. That is the way humans are. We are creators. We thrive by creating. We can't just be consumers. But for us to solve most of our problems, especially here in Africa, we have to keep on, you know, creating. We have to come with our own innovations. We have to come with our own businesses. We have to come with our own industries. We have to make our own product. That is the only way we can progress as a society. My people, with that being said, I want to say that decolonizing the mind is not rejecting the world. It is refusing to it ourselves. So, guys, thank you for enjoying this episode. I'm going to see you in my next one. Bye bye.